Injury update. Keaton Bristow's practiced in a limited capacity the last, I think 3 days, gradually gotten a little bit better. So he'll be a game time decision, but he's at least back in the mix and doing some stuff in practice. Obviously, Jaleel's still out. Everybody else should be good to go. And we're good there. This is apparently Steven just told me third straight season we've faced 3 straight top 10 teams. So scheduling, we're scheduling hard opponents on purpose. I think it tests us. Obviously, we would have liked to have gotten a win against Purdue, but I do think it exposed some areas we got to get better at. Obviously, the rebounding, it's been an issue throughout some of the exhibitions. It was a major issue against Purdue. And Illinois is, going to test us again. I mean, Mirkovic coming off a 21 rebound game, so they're big. I think they're actually bigger than Purdue. With the Avicic twins. Big Z's been at Arkansas. He had a great game against us last year. Thomas Law was pretty good against us at Illinois last year. Now they're on the same team. Then they had Mirkovic and Wagler's at guard, averaging over 4 boards a game. So we've got our hands full on the defensive glass. Again, we've been making a point of emphasis on it. We're going to have to do better. If we can't make some tough plays, it's going to be hard to win these games against top 10 teams. So, but we're looking forward to it. We had a good game against them here in Birmingham last year. They're good. I think it's their best. I think last year was their best offensive season in over, what did it say, highest scoring average in 31 years. I think Coach Underwood's done a really good job modernizing their offense. They're playing with their bigs out on the perimeter. All their bigs can shoot threes. They stretch you out a little bit. They can drive you. Stojakovic is playing really well. Boswell's one of the better guards in the country. So they've got guys that can make plays off the dribble, bigs that can stretch you and play on the perimeter, and then they've got shooting as well. So they're good. We're going to have to play well, but it's a good test for us.
Coach, what's been your biggest challenge? Oh, sorry. Coach, what's been your biggest challenge to Noah Williamson after these first few games, and what would you like to see out of him this weekend especially?
Yeah, we got to get him to rebound the ball better. We're having problems rebounding, particularly in the front court. We said it, he's 7 foot. He's skilled. That's why we got him. He's just got to play more athletic. He's got to go get some rebounds. He's got to use what he does have. He's big, he's strong. He's not like the most vertical athletic guy, but he's got a lot of strength and he's got to use it. He's got to help us on the glass a little bit better. And then offensively, I think he's got to be a little bit more aggressive. He can shoot when he gets himself spaced correctly. He can drive the ball. He's a great passer. So we got to get him being a little bit more aggressive offensively.
Yeah, with the amount they've challenged the guys to rebound better, how have they responded since the Purdue game?
I thought yesterday and today we had pretty good practices. It's going against ourselves. We don't have a Mirkovic out there to block out, so it looks a lot better in practice than did against Purdue. But there's no Kaufman-Wren and there's no Mirkovic, so hopefully it looks better in the game tomorrow night. But I do think they've tried to give it an effort. We got a really good group of guys that it's not like they're not trying to do what we're asking them to do. So we'll see tomorrow night.
Yeah, kind of similar to last year. They got 6 guys averaging 10-plus points. Just what's the challenge of going against that depth? Yeah,
it's hard to focus on just one guy. Obviously, Boswell creates a lot of offense for him, but then Stojakovic he's a point guard as well. Can drive it, make plays. They've got shooting at the wing, shooting off the bench, and then their bigs are good. It's like you can't just, we're going to shut their front court down, we're going to shut their back court down, we're going to focus on their shooting. Like it's not going to work like that. Everybody's going to have to be on top of their game. The team defense has to be elite. We're going to have to help each other out. And, I mean, and also have to rebound the ball because, when they miss, we can't give them second and third opportunities.
Sticking with Illinois, when you watched the film of that Texas Tech game, their only game against a high major team, what was kind of your biggest takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, they're capable of putting up big numbers. I mean, they were up on Texas Tech pretty big there in the second half. I think, as you watch, and they're good defensively too. I mean, Boswell just kind of switched over to top end, who's one of the best players in the country, and pretty much said, like, I got him. We're not going to switch. I got this, and they made a comeback off it. I think their pick and roll game's elite. They do a good job. They play pretty modern style. They're not just running pick and rolls with their point guard and their center. Their power forward, center, whatever you want to call them, playing with the ball in their hands, coming off ball screens from their guards. They're hitting their guards in the pockets. They're running guard ball screens. So the good thing is we do a lot of what they do, and we're somewhat familiar with a lot of it now. Obviously, different personnel, so we've been used to guarding some of the actions. Now, being used to guarding it and then actually guarding it with their personnel is different. They probably run a few more ball screens with the bay handle and the guard set, and than we would. I mean, they run a lot of those actually. So, but they're one of the better teams in the country. I mean, Texas Tech's, to me, one of the best teams in the country, and they had them pretty good there in the first half. I mean, they looked like they were dominating them pretty well there for a half, and then Texas Tech made the run, and Illinois showed enough grit, resolve to close it out there. So they're a good team, and there's a reason they're top 10.
With the difficulties the bigs have had rebounding the ball, just how much have you emphasized maybe the guards crashing more?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, Amari had 10 against St. John's. LeBaron's had 10 rebound games. Charlie's had 10 rebound games. Houston can rebound it. We're going to have to get our guards to help. So, and our bigs are big-bodied, physical guys that maybe they're not going to get every rebound, but they can box out, keep the other guys off, and our guards are going to have to get in there and make some tough plays and get them.
It's kind of a philosophical question, but Illinois and St. John's both had a lot of European players. I don't know if there's a pro and con to recruiting those players. I know you haven't really done it historically.
Yeah, we've got Noah Williamson's from over in Europe, but we got him as a transfer after he'd been in the U.S. for a while. I mean, we're definitely not opposed to looking at it, especially with Coach Fleming being the German national team head coach. He's got a lot of experience in, and now he's been in the NBA for the last 10 years. So it's been 10 years since he's been in Europe, but he was over there for a long time before. So we've looked at some of those guys, at least the better ones, the money situation maybe didn't make sense with, some of the higher level guys. I mean, they're already making pretty good money. Some of the leagues they play on over there. So for you to bring them over, you're gonna have to have some money. I think both St. John's and Illinois, and I don't want to speak for them, but for around the business, I think they both spent significantly more money on their rosters than we have. So, maybe I don't want to say money's not an option there, but it's not as much of a hindrance for bringing over some of the higher level European guys that those two have brought over.